this thing off here and get this over to the lathe. And we'll put on the 4-jaw chuck. And I'll use the drill bit that I used to drill this hole with. I'll use that for the lineup bar, just to get me lined up enough where I can. These screws are holding good and tight. Let me show you. Look at that. They're holding good and tight. I like that. That's a good holding technique for. That's holding it nice and tight. Look at that. Alright, that's a good idea there to put screws in that way there. I have to remember that from now on. That works real good. Okay, let's take it over to the 4-jaw chuck and get this thing lined up, and we'll go ahead and bore this out to fit the guide bar, and that's what's coming up next. Using the same drill bit that I used before to drill the hole with. I'm going to use that now as the lineup tool here. And I'll slide the workpiece on the bit like that, and then pull the whole tailstock up into the 4-jaw chuck and get everything set like that, just to get things in the get everything close where I want it. I think I'm putting the outside jaws to give myself enough. Let me see. I might be catching. I can't do that. I'll be catching the. I have to go with the bottom side of the jaws here, because I'll be drilling into there if I'll be boring into there if I go any up here anywhere. I'll be boring into the bottom of the jaws. So let me get this. I'll get this all arranged here, and then I'll bring it back. Okay, the longest extension is this part right here, so I'll put that right now. I'll set that up on the bottom here, just to get it lined up like that. And then just get this, maybe I'll slide this in a little further here. Just to get things lined up here a little bit. Everything has to work off the bottom part of the jaws here. And I'll get that lined up, and then we'll bring it back. I have all the jaws switched around and out to their fullest width in the reverse direction. What I would need to, first of all, I need to check for is, since I am boring for this diameter here for this guide bar, I just need to make sure that I have clearance inside the 4-jaw chuck to do boring, and I do. So that's the one thing to check first, and that pans out good. So now I can put the workpiece in there. This gives it a little support on the back when I do it on both sides opposite of each other on the back side of the chuck jaw. I can do the same thing here too. It looks like I can put I gotta be sure that this part here is not going to hit the actual boring bar when I'm working in there. can tell is if I can take the slide this out and have the bit. Make sure that the bit is not going to be hitting. It looks like I'm going to be hitting here, so I have to put that in your direction. This way I won't be hitting the side on the bit, because remember the bore here has to be, we're going with that. Like that. So it's going to take a little bit of maneuvering here. Okay, I'm within about 2.5 thou. I'm within about 1.5 thou. I'm okay with that. Alright, now one more thing I want to check. Make sure they're all nice and tight now. That's one thing to check now, make sure everything's tight. Trying to put equal pressure on both sides at the same time. Okay, staying about the same on the dial. Alright, now that's nice and tight. And one last thing to check now, and that is to put the gauge against the face of this now and see how much it's out this way now. I have 3 jaws. I have this one, and this one that this is tight against on the bottom of the jaw. This one here is the only one that's reversed the other direction. That's because if that goes in too far, that's going to hit the boring bar. This part right here would. So that's why I have to turn this around the other direction. I'm within 5, 10, about 5, 7, 10, about 10 thousandths. Maybe I can tap that in a little bit. It's right here now. That just tap it in a little bit. Right here. I think that should be enough for boring. It's about 10,000, not bad. That should be good enough for doing the boring part of it, I'm pretty sure. I'll try to get that a little bit closer if I can. I'll bring it back. It's within 1, 2, about 3. It's about 3 to 4 thousandths. That's not bad. We should be okay with that. Now that I have all that set up. Okay, so now the next thing I need to do is check for clearance here. I can see already that this jaw right here is up inside there. So I'm going to have to change this jaw out right here and turn the other direction. Right there, I can see it's inside. Alright, right there, it's touching. So I'm going to change that jaw around now. Okay, now that I changed that around, I better check and make sure now. How much that went off this way now. Okay, I got about 2 thousandths again, so I'm good there. Okay, so that one will clear. That one's tight there. It's got enough room there. I have enough room there, enough room here. So I should have enough room now to be able to bore that and not hitting the jaws. Okay, I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start drilling this a little bit at a time and then use my end mills and get it so far before I actually go with the actual boring bar. This drill, the drill bit I used originally was a 64th smaller than this here because I thought I was going to ream it, but now I'm going to go with the a half-inch drill here and hope I don't pull it out the chuck, just to get a clearance here first, and then I'll work up with the end mills if I can. If not, then I'll just go directly to a boring bar. I just want to see how this is going to work out here. This is just an initial cut just to get everything lined up on center now with the drill bit and the tailstock now, because I know the tailstock is lined up with the headstock. So this now kind of like just squares everything up now with the lathe. I'm only about 3 or 4 thousandths out as far as face-wise this way. 2 to 3 thousandths or so I'm okay with that. I'm not worried about that too much. I think it should still ride the bar fine because it's going to be a split collar on here anyhow. This is just for a locking mechanism. It's not going to be, if it was anything, if I was going to make it a sliding fit, then I would lap it in like I did the bushings. But this is not a bushing, this is just a split collar for locking. So I think it's zeroed in dial indicator fine enough for this application. Okay, that's the largest drill bit I have. So now I'm going to go with I'll go with my end mill now and start working my way up from there. 9/16 end mill chucked in here now. And let's see if we can do this here now. See how well this works. Try a little faster speed now. The end mill is acting like a reamer. That's why I'm using a 4-flute end mill to try to keep everything kind of uniform going in. A 2-flute end mill would be like a boring bar. A 4-flute is more like a reamer in this particular case. And that's what I need right now, is a reaming job on this here right now before I do the boring. Plus I also need to get a measurement on my guide bar on fitness too also, so I know how far I'm going to take this out to. Alrighty. I can do on the end mill because my drill chuck will not hold anything larger than that there 9/16. So now I do have to go to a boring bar. Okay, I need 660. This is the diameter of the guide bar is, and we're about 570, roughly around 570. Okay. Okay, let's get the see what we got here on the boring bar. I'm just touching off right now just to see where I'm at on the thing. And now I'm going to pull in about 5 or 10 thou. I may have to adjust the boring bar more towards the center. The workpiece, I didn't do that yet. To adjust the height on it. To me, it needs just a little bit of adjustment. A couple washers, thin washers, underneath the boring bar tool holder. A lot better now. I'm using my hand crank in the back here to move the carriage. And I'll just continue on doing that. Okay, I got about 55, 60. I got about 65 thou to go yet. I'll take about 10 thou here. Try taking 30 thousandths off the full diameter now. It's about 15 thousandths depth cut, and hopefully I don't push it out of the chuck. I got it in pretty tight, but I just don't want to take any chances because I do have that kind of like floating on the jaws. Like the one jaw is supporting it, while the other two, or the other three, are just gripping it. So I want to be careful I don't push it out of base alignment here. And I don't feel any heavy vibration or anything, so I'm assuming everything's staying nice and tight. Let's see what we got on that there run. Alright, around 652, 650 some. Okay. We'll go a very light couple thousandths, and then we'll try the bar in there, and then we'll just take a little bit of time. I'll take 2, 4. I'll take about 4 thou here off of the full diameter. I think after this I'll try the bar in there and see how close it is with the actual guide bar fitted to it. What I'm going to try to do is to get it in there like a sliding tight fit, because I don't want to have to turn a knob too much one way or the other to lock it or unlock it. I want to be able to just have a very small change in knob movement in order to lock it on the shaft. So let's see what it looks like on the shaft now. Let's see what we got here. I think that's going to go in. Let me move the boring bar out of the way here a little bit. Okay, good. It's not going in. I'm glad. Okay. What I'll do is take another couple off there, a little bit at a time. But I want that to be a nice, tight sliding fit, like I said. So let's get that back in there and take another. Oh, let's see what it is here first. Because I do know that's okay. That's another 5 will do it. Another 5 will get to 6. So let's go ahead and touch off here real quick. Right there. Set the dial and let's go 2, 4 right now and see what that does for it. Wow, we are very, very close. Very close. Okay. Let's take... It's at that point where I would actually do some lapping if I was going to use this as a bushing, but right now I'm just going to just work it off. Just get a little bit of touch off here. And maybe just take another one click on here, which is about 2/1000 of the diameter, and hope it's not too loose. If it is, well, I can just be more knob movement to keep it to tighten the collar on the shaft. That's all. I'm trying to prevent that as much as possible. So we'll see what we got here. Get a spring cut coming back. And we'll take a measurement. That's what I'm looking for right there. I would say that's it. That should do it. Maybe one spring pass. Just one spring pass, maybe. Wow. Yeah, I'd say it's one spring pass should, because I don't want to get too tight. Okay, let's go one spring pass yet. I'll pull it until I feel it getting tight. Right there. Okay, it's a little bit. I'm gonna make a spring. I'm gonna just pull in about maybe just a small roll right there. Come back out now. Okay, I'm not touching yet. Not a little more yet. I'm touching. Okay, right there. There you go. This should be the cleanup pass right here now. Bench top tools are fun to work with in this hobby. There we go. I think that should do it. Yep, it's all the way through. So I think by the time I get that, I think it's one more yet to make sure I'm clearing that. This should definitely do it now. I should allow the whole bar to go through. The bar itself may have a little bit of inconsistency towards the middle of the bar itself, because this was almost in there. The bar was all the way through. It's just they got a little bit tight on the bar itself, so the bar itself may have a little bit of a... And I want this to be smooth all the way down the bar. So this should probably do it now. And let's see. And the bar gets it looks like the bar gets a little bit thicker as it goes down towards the bottom here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a little more, yes, so I can clear the bar. it gets a little bit, the bar itself gets a little bit thicker down through here. It must be because it's getting tight. Yeah, I don't know if I want to lap that. I'm not sure yet. I think what I want to do on this here. A spring pass, and that took care of it pretty good. Okay, that looks good. So I want. That looks good. Okay, what's nice about that, it's not moving up and down. I think it's nice and steady. Okay, I think that'll work before a little bit here. It's still steady even out there, so I'm very satisfied with that. Alright, what we'll do is we'll take this here workpiece out of the lathe and we'll take it back over to the milling machine and we'll do the cuts this way here and up this way here to make that into a clamping collar, and that's going to be the next video coming up next. So with what I got done so far today, okay, we got this part here reamed out here, bored out, and over the guide bar. And that will slide over the guide bar like that. And then the next part, let me show you here. And the next part here, you see that goes over the guide bar. Okay. And as I said, this here lines up here. The next part of the machining will be to machine the handle here for this to fit down inside, because this has to fit down until this part rests on top of here. So we'll put it down to there, and we'll machine this part down to make this sit inside, as well as do the machining here for the slots for the clamping. And that's going to be my clamping mechanism.